Hello guys, I'm here at the Panafric Hotel where I've been covering the Okoa Uchumi initiative, a coalition of several organizations that are in protest against the 2024 finance bill, which Kenyan Parliament is about to vote on. There's a big fear that Parliament, having been muted by the executive, might just be able to pass that bill, which many citizens are protesting about or protesting against. And there is hope that Parliament might be able to rise up to the occasion. And the meeting that was held here basically encourages parliamentarians to rise up and protect the citizens. Please follow closely because we are going to give you more details about this. Thank you.
Debt figures, where we stand, and how much has been serviced. Annette, you want to take the first one?
Thank you for the first question regarding what next. So looking at the political environment to which we are operating in, we've made it clear that we are going to use a multifaceted approach towards raising our concerns and advocating around the issues that we have raised in the Finance Bill 2024. So just like last year, we did and utilized the different strengths that members of Okoa Uchumi bring on board. Evidence generation, we saw policy engagements, and you have seen Okoa Uchumi present just 2 days ago their views to the Finance Committee of the National Assembly. And it is our hope, as we're even calling out the citizens, to also use the available opportunities, including public protests, social media, which are the new streets today, to continue raising their concerns so that members of Parliament can do that which is right by voting against the punitive proposals in this bill. However, within the ambits of the law, we will also go to court. Should the members of Parliament fail, as we have done this before, we will do it again, that we will use courts to also ensure that the bill, the act that is going to be passed is one that will reflect the needs, is one that will reflect the concerns of the ordinary community. So we will use all available opportunities within the ambits of law to just ensure that we pass across the message to relevant authorities to make it right through the outcome of this process that we are having right now.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. In addition to the sentiments, definitely the coalition will move to court on some of the clauses, but learning from the levels of movement building that are happening in different counties, especially from our members Bunge Mashinani, one, we hope that this year it will not be business as usual, and that what we have launched today, citizens reaching out to their members of Parliament in big numbers, that the debate in Parliament will change significantly and the power will shift from this being an executive people's budget and taxation measures to a people's one. If they do not listen, luckily this time, in addition to going to court and so on, the recall measures are now fully activated by the Constitution. And one of the areas where members of Parliament have a duty to represent and provide oversight is the money and the budget. So we plan to activate that as well, in addition to launching a debt petition where, again, if this Parliament cannot be trusted, we have only delegated. Therefore, ultimately, the people who can represent themselves are Kenyan citizens in person. Let me move to the debt levels. The debt levels in this country currently, according to Treasury, stands at 10.2 trillion. That's the official figure. some of the reports, particularly from the Controller of Budget and the Office of the Auditor General, point to loans that have been signed but have not been disbursed. Those loans are well above $1 trillion. So that could easily get us to 11.3 trillion. In addition to that, we do have pending bills, accumulated pending bills, and after they were resolved, they are still in the range of 900 billion. Rounded off, that's another $1 trillion. So the amount of money we owe in public debt and pending bills, including what we have signed for, is well over 12 billion. What does the servicing look like? Trillion. Mentioning these big figures, it's always very difficult, because if we were that wealthy, $1 trillion placed here, we would all be rich instantly. So it's not very easy to mention these figures. When we come to issues of debt servicing, and I'll just get the exact figure. In the last year's budget, the amount that was allocated to go into debt servicing, I think, was 1.2 trillion cumulatively for all loans. This coming budget has higher amounts that will be required for debt servicing. Therefore, more debt, more interest rates, more interest repayment on loans are due in the fiscal year 2024-2025. Compared, this is indeed the day the Lord has made that Kenya rescues itself. The number of the figures that we are going to repay next year are higher. So this year we were worried about a debt default because of the one premium that was to be paid for the Eurobond. Next year, cumulatively, all the loans that are due are higher than the loans that were due this year. And as you are aware, the deficit based on the budget that was passed last year was 700 billion. Based on the supplementary budget that was revised yesterday, that particular deficit has moved from 700 billion to 900 billion. Whenever you hear a deficit has gone up, Parliament has just said we have okayed more borrowing. So we didn't meet our tax target, we did not meet our loan target. So we have to get more loans. But for the actual figures, allows us to circulate that. But that's the general range.
Right.
Thank you.
One more question, please, indulge me. The Constitution prohibits the prosecution of the president while he is in office. It does provide grounds on which he can be impeached. Is there an exception to that rule? Is it cast in stone? Is it that whatever the mess the president does, we, as members of the public, can never hope to take him to court?
Anyway, let me. Okay, my other life I am a lawyer. I am not an artist. The Constitution protects the president from criminal litigation while they are in office, to protect and preserve the institution of the presidency. However, it also gives us an opportunity through the Senate, if the president goes against the Constitution, violates it, the first thing that we must do is impeach them, so that they step out of office, and then thereafter you can pursue criminal sanction. So impeachment is the only space we have to hold a president to account while they are in office. Once they are out of office, all this protection is over, and for criminal action, there is no time limit, unlike civil action. A criminal action is a criminal action today. It will be a criminal action 10 years to come, 30 years to come. So most of the time, states prosecute presidents after they have left office, because it's very difficult to practically and in practical sense to go, who is this we will send to go and arrest a president who is in power? Who is this that will appear? You can imagine the adjournments that would happen in court. The president is not able to appear for this in this today because they are signing a bill on this. So because of that, then impeachment becomes the only way. But thereafter, criminal actions by a president do not give them the immunity they enjoy while they are president, does not carry on all the way to after they have left office. I like to say that we are citizens for life, but we are not leaders for, you're not in power for life. Citizenship is higher than any other position that you will ever hold as a Kenyan.
One final question, please. Please, indulge me. I think it's an important one. I'm asking, from a legal standpoint, we have had political statements outside, but from a legal standpoint, have we had any incidences that can be said there are cases of the president violating our constitution that might legally warrant an impeachment?
Okay. What do you call it? That may warrant an impeachment. You know, it depends on the standards we set for ourselves. My personal view, there are very many things. Any violation, you know, the president is sworn in to uphold the constitution. And the rule of law, any deviation, the lack of adherence to the 2/3 is a ground for impeachment. The defiance of court orders, attack on other arms of the judiciary, the proposals to use backdoors to introduce unconstitutional position, all those go against the constitution. And that should be the highest ground for an impeachment. But I am not yet a senator.
Thank you.
Thank you.